everybody, happy Monday. Thanks for joining me for the product update on Daily IoT. I hope everybody had an amazing weekend. Happy to see you. I'm not as far as I was hoping to be today. Saturday, today, you'll see this on Monday, I had a few interruptions as I was trying to work on the Puck project. A nice gentleman from Canada reached out to me asking for help on an Arduino project that he's doing with his son. So I had to help with that. It was a cool project that they were working on, so I helped them get unstuck so that they could make some progress. After that, nice boy from the neighborhood brings his hoverboard over, asks me if I can look at it because he's having issues with that. It's not working right. And so was helping him some. So I did not make the progress that I was hoping for on this, but I did make some progress. I spent a bunch of time today working in the particle console. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the particle ecosystem, there is this thing called the particle console where you can see information about the devices that you've claimed, access things like particle variables, particle functions, but also work with particle products. So you can define a product, associate devices with that product. It handles things like automatic updates of firmware over the air, which is pretty much an expectation with an IoT product nowadays. If you can't update it over the air remotely, I think that's sort of a deal breaker nowadays. We've reached a point with adoption in IoT that the expectation is there that you can push updates out, especially because there's going to be some sort of issue, whether that's just a bug in how it performs or, heaven forbid, a security vulnerability that you need to patch. And so you have to be able to update over the air. All of this is built into the particle ecosystem out of the box. And so I was playing with that today. I have set up in Particle Console the product for our Puck project. I have claimed 2 devices or brought them in under that product. I'm going to have one that's a dev device. If you mark it as development in console, it will not get automatic updates from the cloud. And that's good for, development, making changes and testing changes. And the other one, which is this one, this is going to be our desktop prototype that acts like a product, not like a development device. I've also claimed under that product. And so this guy right here will get firmware updates just as a customer would. And I'm going to operate under that configuration from here on out. And so this will sit on my desk and act like it is a customer's product. I won't have any, I'm not going to plug this into my computer with USB. I'm not going to treat this like a development device anymore. And the reason for that is, as early as possible in the process, I want to have something that's working like the end product. And so it is in a very simple state right now. The firmware that is running on this, the version 0.0.1, is that the Puck will wake up once an hour, grab Flurry stats, and update the display. And so that's a very simple version of this, but it is a working version of it. I can set it on my desk, and it is a piece of memorabilia that gives me Flurry stats. Now there's lots of things that I want to do with this, like be smarter about how often I wake up and check for updates so I can get better battery life and things like that. I need to work on the setup experience, but as early as possible, treating this like a delivered product will help me learn the complications that I'm going to run into with that, and so that I can better navigate those and be better prepared when we get to the point of release. There's less surprises at that point. And so that is where we're at. I've got everything set up in the Particle Console. I have a very simple version of the firmware, which is going to be released to this device, and then it will pick up. The way I will update this going forward is when I have a new version or a new feature that I want to release, I will do that through the Particle Console, go through all of those steps, and this will pick it up automatically, or should, based on how the particle ecosystem works. And so that is where we are at. Next up on this is I'm going to start looking into the time between updates. So obviously I don't want to just wake up every hour. That's a waste of, 24 updates in a single day on a day that the team might not even play. And so the next feature that I'm going to implement is to be smarter about how often I wake up and how that works on our Puck. And so that's what we're working on. That's the state of the project. Question of the day: what is your favorite day of the week and why? I didn't have one related to the project, so that's what I came up with for today. So I appreciate everybody watching Daily IoT, the show where together we're learning how to make the Internet of Things one day at a time.